Hi, good evening, everyone. So let's start. Good evening, everyone, first of all, and thank you for joining this session. Okay, so before starting this demo session, let me introduce myself to you. So I'm Monica. I have 8 years of experience as a DevOps engineer in IT. So coming to my technical background, I deal with multiple technologies and with different platforms. So the cloud, I'm good at AWS. With scripting, I am good at Shell and Bash, and in the build and release process, I'm good at Maven, Jenkins, SonarQube, etc. And specialized at infrastructure and migration part with the tools like Docker, Kubernetes, and also good at Linux. And at management side, I'm good at change and release management for the deployment processes, etc. Right, so this is pretty much about me. So in today's session, we'll see the CloudOps and the DevOps, right? What is the difference between the CloudOps and the DevOps? Okay, so these two, CloudOps and DevOps, are the trending technologies in the market, right? So today we'll see the differences, what is CloudOps and what is DevOps, and what they stay, where they stay in the market today. Okay. So, and in the session, we'll be discussing the differences as I told. So before that, let's have a look on the agenda for the today's session. Okay. So let's see the agenda, right? We'll start with the CloudOps, and then we'll understand about the DevOps, and then we'll move on to the difference between the CloudOps and the DevOps, and then we'll discuss the cloud and DevOps benefits. And then we'll see some of the market trends where it is. Okay, so let's get started, right? Okay, so let's start with what is CloudOps, right? So CloudOps is a practice of managing delivery, tuning, optimization, and performance of workloads and IT services, right? That run on in a cloud environment, including multi-hybrid in the data center at the edge. Okay, so CloudOps is shortened for cloud operations and the managerial practices and activities relating to the delivery, optimization, and IT service and workload which runs in the public cloud. Okay, so CloudOps includes the definition and ongoing refinements of businesses, processes, and methods to optimize the availability, feasibility, and efficiency of the cloud services so that the business gets executed successfully on the machines. So all over, we can say that basically the CloudOps is a kind of nursery for the businesses, right? Where we have all the services available. So where they can store, where they can manage their delivery things, optimization, the performance related things, tuning of the workload, and other IT services. Okay, so this is what about the CloudOps is. Coming to okay, before that, let's see what let's see what does a cloud engineer do. So, okay, on the day-to-day basis, the cloud operation engineer will be tasked with creating the processes for measuring the system effectiveness, identifying areas of the improvement, and so on. Okay, so let's see what is DevOps. So DevOps is a set of practices that combines software development and the IT operations. Okay, so it aims to shorten the system development life cycle and provide the continuous delivery with a high software quality. Okay, so this is the definition. We'll see how. Like this, DevOps, on the other hand, is a combination of where cloud is a CloudOps is shorthand for the cloud operations, where DevOps, on the other hand, is a combination of development and operations. It is a practice that allows each individual team to manage their entire development life cycle. Like features like development, deployment, testing, so such kind of things. So DevOps team does that. Okay, so this is what DevOps is for. So let's move on to the next part and the main agenda of the session, which is DevOps versus CloudOps. Okay, So now we have many differences between DevOps and the CloudOps. So among them, one is affordability. Okay. So now in terms of affordability, with the different type of cloud-based platforms available, like CloudOps provider competes on quality and price. Okay. The organizations that use a cloud computing has to worry less about the maintenance and expenses and network architecture on site. Instead, they can team up with the service providers to get the support for all the network or the services which are required, like needs without compromising of a cost to hire and make anything necessary changes where the cloud ops can do perfectly. But whereas DevOps are costly to hire, must comprehensive on affordability, right? So cloud ops have that feasibility or the length wide that they can do the maintenance with the less cost efficiency. But whereas DevOps are costly to hire the people on compromises on affordability. Okay. So next, see the next difference. So next difference is expansion friendliness. Okay. So we are going to talk about the expansion friendliness of how the cloud ops and the DevOps will manage. Okay. With the cloud ops, organizations can get unlimited expandable storages and processing power. But whereas in DevOps, expanding, excuse me, whereas in the DevOps, expanding their infrastructure to optimize the software delivery is not an easy task while compared to the cloud ops. Okay, so this is how the expansion and friendliness is the difference we have for the DevOps and cloud ops. So coming to the next difference is based on development focus as a part from where the cloud development cloud engineers work with online application and they download the softwares. So cloud engineers work to design the cloud systems for internal use, that is for organizations. Okay, so which is for internal use, which is for organizations, while the DevOps engineer focus on streamlining, okay, the development and releases of a company and for the software solutions, that is for organizing the organizations of the clients. Okay, so that is development focus between the cloud ops and the DevOps. Okay, so moving to the next difference. Okay, so moving to the next difference, which is called scalability. Okay, so DevOps implements certain practices to secure the better scalability. Okay, like continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous monitoring. These all things are done to secure the better scalability. Okay, so in the other hand, the cloud technologies allow you to increase or reduce the capacity at any point of time whenever required, right? So cloud has that feasibility to increase or decrease the space or the other capacity related of server related things, so that they have feasibility to increase based on the workload or the network load they have. Okay, so let's see the next difference. So the next difference is automation between cloud ops and DevOps. Okay, so in DevOps, the automation enables the various tasks in the SDLC, like requirement gathering, analysis, design, and so on. So as we have the steps for SDLC, right? The stages for SDLC. So in the other hand, the cloud ops have the resource automation many operations across the SDLC. Okay, so this is about the automation, which have the difference between the cloud ops and the DevOps. So the next comes accessibility. So this accessibility, where the DevOps makes accessibility an integral function of a design, where in the cloud ops, there's a lack of on-site servers, allow teams to manage the servers and operations from almost everywhere. As we know, like AWS, we have many data centers throughout the world, so that they can manage sitting by anywhere and everywhere. Okay, so this is what the accessibility, the difference we have. And coming to the shared resources. So in DevOps, we have the resources are limited, but whereas in the cloud ops, the cloud computing allows applications that shares the common services to coexist. Okay, so coexist without being interconnected with each other. Okay, so this is about the shared resources for CloudOps and DevOps. And the next one is backup management. Let's see the difference of DevOps and the CloudOps for backup management. Okay, the same tool that allows developers to rapidly deploy code under DevOps can also be used to provision and deploy recovery volume. Okay, but whereas in CloudOps, data isn't centrally located or physically stored on the on-site. Like they have the disaster recovery processes, which can be automatically replaced or placed with the cloud technologies. Whereas that means that in the DevOps, the same tools can be used rapidly to deploy the code under the DevOps operations like provisioning of the servers, etc. But where in the cloud we have DR availability, where when something happens, this will be overcome with this DR related service, which is called disaster recovery. Okay. So let's see the next one. So here comes the most important one is cost, because most of the companies will concentrate or look into the cost related things also before they want to make their applications or either on the one of it. Okay, so DevOps reduces the manpower needed for the process and slashes software release cost significantly, whereas cloud resources track usage, making it easier to allocate the expenses accordingly, because the CloudOps is pay as you go, right? So whatever we use, for that only we will pay, right? So this is also more probably cloud as DevOps. The CloudOps also will make it will reduce the cost efficiency based on the things which we use. Okay, so that's all the differences we have about DevOps and the CloudOps. Okay, so coming to the cloud and DevOps benefits we have, right? So which enables agility, empowers the users, automation security, implement the redundancy, streamlining the change management, and we have the continuous improvement. As we have the stages for the DevOps, so based on that, there will be a more efficient work and the time saving processes and many more things, so that if the companies or the organizations are using this DevOps or the CloudOps, we have more benefits when compared to others. Okay, so these are the benefits when they use CloudOps and DevOps. Okay, so like enable agility, empower users, automation security, implement redundancy, streamlining the change management, and then the continuous improvement we have. Okay, so let's see the market trends we have for the CloudOps. Okay, so as per the research and the statistics which demonstrate the rising adoption of a cloud technologies, okay, and enterprise to automate the business processes. So when there is an option of automating everything, so there will be a less of manpower, increase of cost efficiency, and we have seen many more differences with affordability, scalability, cost related things, and development focus, and so on, right? So based on all those things, based on those, the advantages we have for the cloud and the CloudOps and the DevOps. So being on this, so there will be a market at least for 2025, we can see more of the more of the chances of having the good opportunities over the market if you are a cloud engineer or a DevOps engineer. So coming up on this DevOps or cloud engineer, so both are having the efficient career growth for us. So if you guys can learn the CloudOps or the DevOps, anything should be fine. But upcoming trends we have more on the cloud perspective, where most of the organizations have been moved, not moved already, but most of the organizations have been moving towards the cloud, so that they can pay only for the things what they are using based on the services, right? So let's say for DevOps, most of the companies are still using the on-premises, so they are using the server, Linux servers or Windows servers, whatever. Even there's not efficient of load taken by those servers, even though the servers are idle. So they have to pay for those things, right? So still the companies are trying to move from on-premises to cloud. slowly. So based on this, we will have good amount of career opportunities over the years. So it will not, come to an end very soon. So based on this graph, we can say that until 2025, we'll have good amount of cloud computing related opportunities for us. Okay, so this is what I just wanted to explain about the difference of the CloudOps and the DevOps, which we have on training in the market.